folks, and welcome to Caveat. Are y'all ready to get this show started? Beautiful. Let's keep that applause going. Amp it up for your host of Wrong Answers Only, Chris Duffy.
Thank you all so much for coming. Hello, welcome to everyone who is watching on the live stream. Thank you to everyone for coming in person. This is Wrong Answers Only, and we have such a great show for you tonight. If you have not been here before, this show is produced by LabX, which is a public engagement program at the National Academy of Sciences. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a private, nonprofit institution that gives the government objective, evidence-based advice. And LabX is the team at the National Academy that takes that fancy science and makes it fun. So they create video games, board games, video series to make it digestible. And today, on our show, we are going to bring together a panel of comedians to learn all about venomous snails. So we're going to find out what our guest expert is like when she's doing her research and what she's like outside of the lab. And the most important thing that I want to point out is that this is an interactive show. So you're actually here, you're in the room, we want to hear your questions, we want you to play these games right along with us. If you're watching on the live stream, please put your questions in the chat. I'm going to be able to see those, and we will get to as many questions and comments as we can. During the show, if you are here in the live show, there are pieces of paper and pens on the table. If you have a question or a comment, you can always write those down. And then Mike here is raising his hand. Mike is going to come around periodically and grab those if you want. And then occasionally we might even bring people up to this microphone right over here, which is situated in a place which is literally impossible for you to stand in front of. So we will move it slightly. Okay. Let's get into it. Today, we have a panel of comedians who are absolutely incredible. Our panel of comedians who are going to be playing, we've got Maeve Higgins, Josh Sharp, and Michael Cruz Kane. Give them a big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh God.
I guess
Great. Okay, and thanks so much for being here, all three of you.
Thanks,
you, Chris.
Well, let's find out who today's expert is. And I could tell you all about her, but better than me telling you all about her and her work, let's have her tell you about herself. Here's a video.
This month, we're looking at snails, which we always do because they're close to our heart, and cephalopods. So we branched into looking at octopus, cuttlefish, and squids. All of those have toxin glands that are not very well characterized. And we're at a moment in which technological breakthroughs are allowing us to study complex traits like venom. So before we could only study venom in like fits and starts, let's say, because we didn't have access to the whole machinery. Now, with some really innovative work that's coming out of the Marine Biological Laboratory in Woods Hole, we have the whole kit and caboodle. We have the whole instrument that we can now use, transgenic tools, biochemical tools, neurological tools, to really understand how venom has evolved over time and also how it functions. Hi, my name is Mandë Holford. I'm a scientist and I study novelty and I study how novel traits evolved. And the trait that I'm studying is venom.
All right, Mandë, thank you so much for being here and letting us talk to you about your work.
Hi, everyone.
So, panelists, you're going to get a chance to talk to Mandë a lot over the course of the show, but this is your first opportunity to ask a killer snail scientist about her work. So we call this, You Do What? Okay, so what is the first question that you want to ask Mandë about her work? And Josh, let's start with you. Josh Sharp.
I guess because I was told killer snails, but then it seems like, do you study venom broadly, like in other animals, or you've really, within the umbrella of venom, found your niche, which is venomous snails?
I started with the snails, and then you have to get grant funding, so we've moved over to cephalopods.
And there's a ton of money in that, we all know.
There's tons of money.
And what is a cephalopod? Because I'm sure we all know, of course.
Squid, cuttlefish, octopus, and they're also mollusks, so we're still in the mollusk family. Snails and cephalopods are all in the same mollusk family. Yeah.
Like calamari.
Like calamari.
That's right. Michael Cruz Kane, what's your first question?
Yes, here's a question for you. My question for you is, when did you know that you wanted to study this?
Ooh, good question. It wasn't until I actually saw a video
Of yourself.
This video?
Yeah, this video right now.
Said that. She's got a lot of good points.
But I saw a snail eating a fish, and I was like, how is that possible?
Wait, what?
Yeah, give me sizes here.
You'll see. I guess you'll see the video too in a minute.
Yeah, I'll
but
show you the video. But you
that's
can
what
you
they
can give
do.
them sizes even
That's
before.
what they do. Well, they can swallow a fish their body size, and so the snails themselves can vary from little wee ones to a couple of centimeters.
I guess I never even thought of snails as having like some kind of an aperture through which to devour a fish.
It's a mouth. It's a
Okay, but if we're gonna give points for vocabulary, aperture to
Yeah.
devour. That's
Aperture,
Michael's
very
going for
good.
points there.
To
Yeah.
me, it was less about the aperture and more about the vibe. Snails feel so chill.
Well, they don't move. They don't move very much.
I didn't doubt they
You'll
had
see
mouths.
it.
I just didn't think they had that sort of want.
Yeah.
to
They let
kill.
the fish come to them.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
There's a desire. There's a desire for food.
Okay, Maeve Higgins, what's your first question for Mandy?
This is less of a question, more of an observation.
There's always one in a question series.
I just wanted to tell you, like, once my sister saw a seagull eating a pigeon, and this is in actually Italy.
Ooh.
And
You
None
know,
of those are venomous, though.
she was true to her
Italy?
word, though.
I don't know. Italians.
it's true, because I guess the snail has to first kill the fish with its venom. Is that right?
Well,
and then
it
swallow it?
envenomates it, so it injects the venom into the fish.
And that doesn't kill it. That just.
It depends on dosage. Like
Okay.
And how does
everything
it-
toxic.
How does it?
It has a harpoon. So it's like a hollow harpoon on the tip of its tongue, let's say, that it
Is this
delivers.
a euphemism?
A tongue.
Sure did
Yeah.
this with
Can
tongue.
be. Yeah.
A hollow harpoon.
Yeah.
Ladies.
I do have a question, which it's possible you won't be
Yeah.
able to answer, but I didn't
I
even
wasn't
know.
finished my observation.
Okay, please.
fine.
My question was about your observation, so let's go
Well,
with
I
that.
just wanted to mention how the seagull killed the pigeon.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I want to know that. I also didn't know that
well-
seagulls ate meat.
This show is about seagulls and pigeons, so you might
Right
as well
now.
carry
Yeah.
on.
You've got the right panel.
Yes.
You have to also silence your phones.
Yes.
No, I'm
that's,
just telling them.
that's my literal father, whose phone is going off.
Cute.
Just to be clear, it is my
this is
my
Dad.
biological father.
Well,
What's
maybe
that
he's getting a
name?
call from his
So
son.
let's just say, Mark Duffy, if you're in the audience,
Duffy.
silence your phone. Sometimes
God.
it connects via Bluetooth to your hearing aids, not tonight. Maeve, back to you and your sister who watched a pigeon be killed by a seagull.
No, I
Yeah.
just wanted to tell the doctor, like, that what happened was the seagull like drowned the pigeon in the Trevi fountain.
Oh,
really?
wow.
Yeah, because it doesn't have a hollow harpoon.
No,
That
it
is
did not.
so dramatic.
Yes,
to
that's
do
like-
in the Trevi fountain.
Yeah.
Straight out of a new wave cinema film, really.
Absolutely.
I also just really like the idea if I just wanted to tell the doctor.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining you at a doctor's appointment being like,
Yeah.
why are you here? Well, I saw a
I saw
seagull.
a seagull
No, my
kill a
sister saw
pigeon
it.
Yes.
in Italy.
I made this appointment. Okay. One thing that I do feel like is only tangentially connected, but we're getting us back on track.
As opposed to Maeve's.
Yes. I'm trying to bring us back by degrees. So what I'll say is, a lot of people will, I would say, anger you by saying poison instead of venom.
Well,
what-
not anger. That's harsh.
Yes, but you hate it.
Infuriate.
Yes.
Infuriate.
Make you want to venomate them.
Yes, envenomate them.
Now, what is the difference?
All right. So the difference is something that it's a poison is something that you have to ingest, right? So if
Into your aperture.
you
Yes.
yeah, exactly
Devour
into
through your aperture?
Yeah. So a good rule of thumb is if you bite it and you get sick, it's poisonous. If it bites you, it's venomous, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And if-
Yay!
The audience
Learn
went, that's
something."
so useful to my life. Everybody said, I'm going to use that so much.
And stalagmite. Hold on
Yeah.
tight.
No. Well, you managed to get part of the rhyme correct in a way that helps you not
Tight.
remember it at all.
Tight.
Yes.
Tight. Might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
Tight.
You're
Tight.
pointing
Again.
the wrong way. It's if it holds on tight, it's from the ceiling.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah.
Tight, hanging down.
But
And if
I
it
like it
might
might
stick
fall
it
on
to
you.
you.
Yes. Okay. I do want to point out that we have this room full of people.
Never
Yes,
heard
I'm
that.
just going to keep moving on.
I never heard that.
We have this room full of people. We also have people online. Someone, maybe this is very relevant to you. Someone in the online audience has said, "I have seen a seagull devouring
of a
a
gun."
dead hedgehog."
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So I would say almost more surprising than another bird.
Oh my goodness.
Also not
Was it
venomous.
also in the
Also-
Trevi
Trevi
fountain?
fountain? Yes.
Yeah, in the Trevi fountain.
No, this one was
La
on
Dolce
top of the
Vita.
Tour Eiffel in Paris. No, that's not true. Okay, well, we've got a lot of questions for you in this first round. Let's move on to our second round. We're going to get some help from Mike right here. This round is called SNUSSIAN roulette. So here's how this is going to work. Many of the creatures that Mandë studies are extremely venomous. And in this game, panelists, we're going to have you grab a snail shell. And then we'll tell you if it's the kind of snail that could kill you or just a perfectly safe, beautiful shell.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
Lovely shell.
So there are 3 sets of pairs. In each pair, one is fatal and one is totally safe. We're going to have you pick one, and then Mandë will tell you whether it will kill you or not.
Yes.
So, Maeve,
Yeah.
let's start with you.
Okay.
Here are your 2 options. On screen, you can see those are the same ones. Okay, you grabbed it right away. Didn't even think. She's touched that one.
Wait, there's nothing. They're not in here.
You're
right?
alive
No, these
still,
are.
Maeve.
They
You're
are
gonna
not.
live.
They're not filled. These are the shells. And they're
No.
not filled with
The animals are
actual.
gone.
No,
The
no, don't
animals
touch.
are
Don't touch them both.
Oh, okay.
Leave that one. That's what you selected, Mandë. That snail shell that Maeve just touched, if she had grabbed it with the creature in it, would she have died or would she live?
No, you would be alive still.
That's right.
Good for
Congrats.
you,
Survived.
Maeve.
This was the fatal one.
Yes.
Okay, you chose a marlin spike auger, and you luckily did not grab the other one, which was a striated cone.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's
The
so
cone
heavy.
is lethal to humans. It will kill you.
The
other
outside-
one
Well,
is
but I'm a
carnivorous.
human.
That's right.
Hang on.
Now, Maeve pointed out this marlin spike is very heavy.
It's very heavy. So interesting, right? So the ones that does not have the venom apparatus has to protect itself a different way.
Oh.
So that shell tends to be a little bit heavier, whereas the one that is venomous doesn't need that. It's like, I've got venom.
Yeah,
I don't need.
I'm
So,
armed.
so I can
all right.
be skinny.
I can be skinny.
Good to
All
know.
right. So, Maeve, congratulations. You successfully avoided death.
Oh.
You're alive.
I
You're
chose
alive.
life. I chose life.
You chose life.
All right. Michael Cruz Kane, let's have you go next. You have 2 choices.
They're both skinny, though, for
These
you.
ones? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good luck.
I don't want to die.
His kids are here. This is really grim.
I'm going with this fella.
Okay. And Mandë,
You're dead.
unfortunately, you are dead.
Well, darn it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he chose to grab what's called the geography cone.
Geographus. Conus geographus. It's one of the most deadliest cone snails on the planet. They call it the cigarette cone because you have about that long before you die.
Really?
The length
Yeah.
of time to smoke a cigarette.
If you were still nobody still smokes cigarettes anyway, but
If I'm about to die from a snail, sure, I'll start.
I just feel like it wouldn't. I just feel like it wouldn't kill me. I feel like I would meet it, and it'd be like, actually, you're chill, and then
And the other one was called the money cowrie.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So shells are found in natural history museums all over the world. They're one of the things that's always been collected because they're beautiful. And these cowrie shells actually were used as monetary, a means for currency before we actually had dollars and coins and everything else.
Now, you said that this one, the cigarette cone, people say that, you smoke a cigarette and you're dead by the time. How many people is it killing in a year?
Not that many. So it's not like snake bites, right? So snakes are very real disease in the southern hemisphere of the country. Snail bites are victims of the 1%. So it's like the scuba diver who sees a beautiful shell and wants to put it in his scuba suit to get back up to the surface, but won't make it.
I mean,
And owns Amazon.
Yes.
And owns
Yeah,
Amazon.
I gotta say, there was a palpable energy shift in the room when you said that these snails kill 1%ers, where people were like, I'm on the snail side.
Yeah.
I'm on the snail side.
They're like, justice, the wealth gap will be eliminated by this cigarette
Not
cone.
enough.
Yeah.
Not enough.
I don't know about who's watching online, but I can tell you here in Lower Manhattan, they are ready for some billionaires to touch that snail.
Trust me. These Bernie bros be loving snails
That's
right now.
Yes. Honestly, if you ever discover a new killer snail, the Bernie Bro is a kind of a great name.
Oh, all right.
Are there any
We have
like
named a
in
few.
water, like in the?
Oh wow, he's wearing the Bernie
no,
shirt
Bernie
under
Bro.
there. Wow.
I rep snails hard.
Yes, he's a snail. Okay, maybe you had a question?
Oh, just like, are there any poisonous snails around the waters of New York, like in the
Venomous.
Gowanus Canal, or sorry,
Yeah.
Venomous.
Wow.
venomous?
No. The waters are too cold here. All
Oh,
the
oh, oh.
venomous snails are found in tropical marine environments.
But the waters are getting warmer.
They are getting warmer.
I love that you
not
sang
warm
her
enough.
song too.
I know.
Very generous of you.
It was.
You said that you have named some snails.
Yes, we have named a few of them. I named one after, the first snail I named was after my postdoc advisor, Toto Oliveira, who I call the godfather of snails because he's fantastic. He's from the Philippines. He's the one that helped to discover and characterize a lot of the cone snail toxins, and he's amazing.
And is
Wait,
that-
so you named it the Godfather
He's
snail?
a benevolent godfather.
But I think people might not know. They might think you named it after something else.
I
So
know,
let's be
I
honest.
know.
a snail that can kill a human and is called the Godfather. People,
I think they're
are
not
going
going
to
to
have a
think of
clear
your doc
assumption.
advisor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you some poison, some venom. Oh,
There you
fuck,
go.
forget it.
You don't show me respect.
Okay. Is that? I'm not sure that's a line from the
no,
Godfather,
no.
but I love
It
that. Is it? Okay. I believe you.
If you don't show me respect.
Josh, let's get to you. Last one. Last set of snail shells.
Good luck, Josh.
Josh,
Thank you, everyone.
Make a
okay,
selection.
so I've already learned smaller is better, but on top of that, I haven't seen one of these, but I feel like this I know.
Okay, let's find out.
You're
Oh,
alive.
you dodged a bullet.
You're
Yeah.
alive.
I
Okay.
feel like I've seen this in like
you need to
Beaches and
take a call?
Survivor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a conch shell.
Conch shell.
And
Very
the other one is
famous.
called the cloth of gold cone.
The cloth of gold cone. Cone is textile. This one feeds on other snails.
Oh.
And so the other species that we showed, they feed on fish, but this one will eat other snails in a tank if you have them all together.
You know, actually,
And I do.
someone in the chat said many years ago I had some minnows and snails in a big bowl. The snails ate all the fish. They launch off the side and somehow swim after the fish. So
What?
people on the chat are experiencing
Yeah,
this
I
right
didn't
now.
believe the doctor, but these people online,
They know what they're talking about.
now I believe it. They'll eat fish. Sorry, but now I believe it.
Yes, an anonymous person on the internet
Yeah.
has backed
Yes.
you up. So
Yeah,
we know.
sorry,
Thank
expert,
you for
but
your support.
a reply guy tells me a snail's eat a fish, so.
Okay, well, congratulations. 2 of the 3 of you did survive. Unfortunately, the father has.
My
left his-
children!
Wait, are you finished your cigarette?
No, I smoked very slowly, so still alive.
And Mandy, is there any way, if people are out there and they're swimming in a tropical environment, maybe some of these people online are watching on their phone as they swim in a tropical environment, how can they know which snails are dangerous just by looking at them? Is there a way?
Usually when you're diving, the first thing they tell you, if it's too ugly, don't touch it, or if it's too pretty, don't touch it. Just don't touch it. So there's really no way unless you're an expert, because the snails mostly stay buried under the sand or the coral or the substrate, and they have like a little siphon, which is like a nose that they stick out to sense if there's prey in the water, and so you don't see them mostly. Also, they're nocturnal. The ones that are fatal are nocturnal. for the
Oh,
most
well,
part.
that doesn't, definitely don't swim
Unless you're night
at night.
diving.
Okay. Have you ever been stung?
No.
And what would you do?
We try to avoid that.
Is there an anti-venom? Like, what would you
No,
do if you...
there's no anti-venom. It's not like snake bites.
Wow.
No.
Not
enough
yet.
people die from it. Not
Well, do they,
yet.
if they sense something is as big of a human, are they like more wary? Or no, they don't give a
They're
shit?
snails. They're not coming after us.
Yeah.
It's usually because we've touched them. That's why we would get envenomated.
Right.
But
And I would like to ask another question, if I may. Do you frequently travel to places that are tropical so that
Yes.
you can do this research?
Yes.
Let's go.
we go. We usually travel to the Panama or Papua New Guinea. Anywhere in the Indo-Pacific is sort of a hot zone for collecting these species.
Is there a place
Hawaii, in New York, in the U.S., not New York. In Hawaii and Baja California, in the Keys in Florida, you can have them as well.
I love that you said you wanted to study this because you saw one eat a fish, and then you're like, I go to Hawaii, I go to the Keys. I'm starting
That's
to
the
think there's
true
another
story.
reason.
That's
yeah.
the true story.
Okay, well, we have a video. It feels like we want to watch one of these snails eat a fish. So let's watch a video of the snail eating the fish.
Oh.
That's the proboscis, the tongue.
Aperture.
It's the tongue and the siphon. So the siphon's like a nose. Then the proboscis has a harpoon on the tip that it's going to inject into the fish. Yay!
Oh.
So good.
Oh, that one eye.
No.
Oh, yeah, she knows what's up.
Yeah.
Yes,
She's not
wow.
going to make it.
They should have subtitles. I couldn't hear what the fish was saying.
I think it said ow.
Ow.
Yeah. Someone in the internet, on the online chat, someone said, you better shell me some respect. So that could be one of the subtitles there. Okay. So
Did you make that up, Chris?
I swear I did not make that up. I would rather be stung by one of these snails than have made that up. I don't know why I couldn't say snails right then. Okay, any questions that come up right now before we move into our next segment here from you all?
Well, I guess, like, what kills you? Like, does it stop your heart, or?
The venom, yes.
The
The
venom's-
venom has a series of compounds that attack almost every physiological function. So they attack the blood, they attack your neurons, they attack cell membranes.
Is it
cause
painful?
Cells to rupture.
Yeah, I need those to live, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
You use those all the time.
All the time.
Famously.
All the time.
I have a question. Are bad guys like Thanos or whatever ever interested in harvesting this venom and using it as poison? Could you do that?
It's interesting. Someone sent me once a script from Hawaii 5-0, this series that was on.
Yes.
Where
Daniel
they
J.
had,
Kim.
I don't know. And then
Okay.
so,
He is the star of that show.
okay, and so they had
Okay.
It's so the mark of a truly brilliant person is when you're willing to admit when you don't know, and you clearly were like, I will refuse to acknowledge
I
that
don't know.
sentence with one way or the other.
But
Yes,
in
keep
the
going.
script, they had someone who was trying to kill people they didn't like by going around and throwing snails at them. So random, not likely, doesn't work. And then you see them getting impaled. It's very funny. I recommend the episode. It's on YouTube.
I love that. That's
It
how you
doesn't
know.
work that way.
That's how you know a show has been on for a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, is this an idea? That could be
Yeah.
an idea, right? I saw
It's
one
also
video.
now
maybe.
on Aquanauts. So if you have wee ones, there's an Aquanauts episode with the cone snails, which is really cool. The snail is going around also harpooning all the little aquanauts in the submarine. So
This is a show for children?
it's a show for children.
Where a snail murders a bunch of aquanauts?
They don't die.
Oh.
They just get a little woozy and then they recover.
I see.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
not accurate.
It's not
Kids
accurate.
should be smoking cigarettes and then dying.
Exactly.
Can snails accidentally envenomate each other? Like, is that a problem that
I
that
don't
can
know if
happen?
I would say accidentally.
Okay,
There
but they
are
intentionally
snails.
can?
Yes, there are snails that feed on other snails, like the textile shell
Okay.
that we had out here. Yes.
So
possible.
it's dangerous even for each other.
Yes.
Chris, I don't know if you've been listening. Snails are cold. Like,
Yes, they're
snails are
cold-blooded killers.
hard.
Does anyone, at this point, does anyone in the live audience have a question which you would like to bring up? It's okay if you don't. Yes, please, come and stand right here. And you can bring that over slightly to the side so that you can actually see. Perfect. Hello. Can you say your name into there?
My name's Rick.
Hey,
Hi,
Rick.
Rick.
I was wondering if you can microdose on the venom.
Rick, I don't want to typecast you in any way.
Not at all. Not
But
at
if
all.
there was one person in this room who was going to come up and ask if you could microdose snail venom, I do think it would probably have been you. And then it was you. So, Mandy, what do you think about Rick microdosing on
Yes,
snail venom?
there are people who do it not on snail venom,
No.
but snake venom. They,
Okay.
bite them, let a snake bite them every once in a while to get their tolerance up is what they think. I don't recommend it, but yeah.
But can you get high from this?
I don't think you can get high. I'm
Okay,
not sure.
then
This
boring.
is not like, I know.
I-
The psychedelics is licking the toad. That will get you high.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting
And
bit
that
by
is-
a
that is
rattlesnake will
true?
kill you.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the toad licking thing, was that a joke or that's
No,
real?
that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
And you
Those are
said the
poisons,
toad
though.
doctor's coming on soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, Toad Doctor's next episode. And it's going to be a highly rated episode.
Yeah.
Rick is bringing everyone he knows.
Yeah.
Question for you, though. I am interested that I asked you if you could microdose this, and you didn't just say no. You were
No, there are people who do it and have survived. I mean,
even on the snail.
not the snail, snakes. On snakes.
Okay, but we were talking about like this being like a 1% thing and like billionaires scuba diving off the coast of Papua New Guinea.
Right.
I feel like those are the kind of people who some billionaire is microdosing on this venom.
And if not, again, they should
This-
give it a go, absolutely.
Yes.
They are snails, right? So they're tiny, and the amount of venom that you can get from them is very small. It is potent, but it has to be, again, pierced through your skin. If you just swallow it, it won't do anything to you.
Oh, it doesn't-
No.
So-
Poison, remember? If
Right.
you bite it,
So
Poison.
if you see a snail coming towards you
You should eat
and
it
you swallow the
fast.
snail,
the whole snail,
you're safe.
the whole snail, before it
there's-
envenomates you, sure.
There's no anti-venom, but there is a defense strategy
There
at
is
least.
a defense.
It's called Let's Gargo.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about other than the fact that you can or cannot microdose is up for debate. But one of the most exciting parts about your
it's not up for debate, is it?
well, I'm going to say it's up for debate. I'm refusing to accept that it's not up for debate.
It's pretty clear.
Yes.
He's clear.
Okay, you did say it was not up for debate. I just want it to be up for debate. Either way.
It's your show.
It's your show, Alex Jones.
That's right. That's right. In reality, one of my favorite and most exciting parts about your actual research is that you're looking at how the compounds inside venom can be incredibly helpful for addressing numerous real health issues that humans have. So to give just one example, Mandë's research has led to some really promising findings about how snail venom might be able to help mitigate the opioid crisis, for example. So can you tell us about that?
We're looking for alternatives to opioids, right? So the first drug from these snails, it's used to treat chronic pain in HIV and cancer patients, and it works by it doesn't attack or bind to or inhibit opioid receptors. It works on a different kind of receptors. So the issue with opioids is, of course, they lead to addiction. So if you find another way of stopping pain that is not addictive, then you have the potential of alleviating the opioid crisis.
And there are a lot of other findings that are still in process.
In the works,
What are some of the things that seem promising, at least to you?
For
the
pain development?
or for venom's effects
In
across
general.
the board. Mhm.
Oh, yeah. So there are drugs that are already on the market that you can get with a prescription. You can go and get them. If anyone is using captopril, the ACE inhibitor for hypertension, that comes from
Make some noise.
That comes from a snake.
Maybe we could put the lights up and guess.
Yeah, exactly. Who's on captopril?
I'm told HIPAA does not apply in basements. I've been told that.
And there are also things for diabetes that come from the Gila monster, the leech.
The Gila monster?
The Gila monster.
A type of snake?
No,
I mean,
it's
a type
That's
of
that big
snail?
lizard,
It's a
right?
lizard.
It's a big lizard.
Oh.
Big
Yeah.
lizard, Maeve.
Big
Watch
lizard.
out.
Not in Ireland.
Not in Ireland.
Yeah. Does Ireland doesn't seem like it has many venomous creatures, does it?
Snakes.
Didn't St. Patrick do the
Famously,
thing
snakes.
with
Yeah, no, I think our saints got rid of them. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was like,
They had
Cured by the
snakes
saints.
until the saints said, get going.
Thank you,
Get
Saint. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's so many promising health effects of venom,
Right.
and we are going to now take a look at some possible ways that venom could help our panelists here.
Oh,
so
sure.
in this next segment, we asked each of our panelists to draw a medical or health condition that they currently have and that they would like to be cured.
I found this so invasive.
Yes.
Yes, we were given no context. We just said, please draw one of your health conditions.
And Mandë's going to try and help you solve it, and we're calling this This Might Sting. So let's get started. Maeve, you found this very invasive, so let's get started with your health condition. Okay, Maeve, why don't you walk us through what the condition is that's happening here?
So I drew this. I am unable to cross my eyes, and I wish I could because it's so comedic and I work
It's
as a
really
comedian.
funny.
It's
You can't
so
even
funny.
with this thing, this.
Nothing. I got laser treatment.
To not,
To
you
be
got laser
able to
treatment?
cross your eyes?
No, I got.
The doctor's like,
Doctor, please.
I'll
tell you about my sister and the seagull again, if that helps.
we've never tried this before, but LASIK for eye crossing.
No, I got LASIK to fix my eyesight, and it did fix it, but it fixed it too good. So my eyes are just so straight ahead all the time.
Help! I can see everything now.
That's a testimonial that is definitely on that doctor's website. It fixed it too good. Okay.
So I'd love to be able to cross my eyes again.
Okay, so Mandë, how could venom help Maeve with her medical condition that she would like cured?
I don't think they'll help you cross your eyes, except maybe if you got bit by a snake and you're in pain so much that
You think that
would
would
happen.
override the laser
Yeah, it
correction?
might.
Because I'd be like, ow.
Yeah, exactly.
It is interesting to watch her try and cross her eyes like she just did. It's unnerving to watch you try and not do it. Actually, I'd love for you to just do that a few more times. Can you just try for us? She is just staring ahead. If you can't see because you're at an angle you can't see, she is literally just staring.
Look at Michael with your left eye, but me with your right eye. Does this help?
Okay, now that's an interesting.
Still not working.
Not working.
Still not working.
So, Mandë, if you were
working.
gonna have a snail preferably non-fatal snail.
Maybe if you, or sorry.
Yeah,
Well, I was gonna say,
stingrays.
like,
Where would you put it?
If you put the snail crawling down in between my nose like that,
Maybe.
do you think?
And then if you got terrified enough,
If I
it will
got,
cost
so you think that it would be like a nerve, like it would be like my,
you have to
Fight
get
or
over
flight.
it.
yeah, my
Yeah,
adrenaline,
exactly.
ding,
Ding, kick in.
suddenly cross them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, I hope so.
great. Love that.
Thank you, because I've been to so many different scientists and doctors, and
Well-
they're all like, "There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do." But now that you've said, "Oh, you can get bitten by a snake, or I can put a snail in your head,"
Put a killer snail on your head.
that's really comforting.
That's really helpful. Mandy.
First, do no harm.
Yes. All right, well, let's take a look at Josh Sharp's medical condition. Josh, this is what you had up here.
Yeah, okay. As you see on the clock, the time is morning. And I would say because of a deviated septum and allergies, I have bad postnasal drip. And in the morning, I'm blowing my nose a lot like an old man. These are the tissues. I put them in the trash can normally, but I realized if I drew a trash can, you wouldn't see them in them. So here, they're just sort of scattered about, you know, for more visual clarity. So I guess what do these snails do about my old man
Nasal
snotty nose?
drip.
in
Can
the
I
morning?
say, and maybe this isn't for this podcast, that it looks like a man who has just masturbated way too much?
Good morning.
9 in the morning, and boy, have I jacked it.
Yeah.
And boy,
I
can
need
a
the
snail help you
snails
with
to
that.
break my penis.
Actually, follow up.
The only way I can be
I
stopped.
wouldn't mind if a snail could make me medically unhorny, because, you know,
It would be
Okay.
a relief,
Show
right?
us
You get
people,
so much
right?
done.
absolute freedom.
Yeah.
I just want to say it's too late to tell you this, but it is absolutely not
Not
PG.
PG.
So, Mandy, we're actually going to ask you both of those questions. How can venom, one, help with postnasal drip, and two, make you medically unhorny?
Oh, wow. Well, if you're dead, you're not going to be horny.
There you go.
Facts.
Facts.
Well,
I'm not convinced.
explain.
Rigor mortis, famously, you're
Famously.
pretty hard at the end.
Famously, corpses are very horny
Yeah,
for at least
for
a little
while
bit.
there.
For a while.
Yes.
For the nasal drip, I have to say I'm not quite sure what can happen in this situation, except that, you know, when you get envenomated, sometimes it causes paralysis. So maybe it will paralyze the glands in your
Yeah.
nose
Oh.
and prevent
Kind of like
it
Botox.
from happening. Kind of like Botox is a venom.
Yes, and Botox,
It's a
I think they
peptide.
use that to make you sweat less in your armpits sometimes, right?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I live in
Wow.
LA, so I definitely know
Is a
that's
venom.
true.
I'm from the Upper East Side. so
Yes,
the
yes,
Yeah, I'm going to go
Fraulein-
back to that as well. Botox is a venom, I'm learning.
Excuse me?
Botox is a venom?
It's a venomous
Wow.
peptide.
A venomous peptide.
But it's not from a creature, is it? It's like.
Oh, yeah, it's from a snake.
What?
Yeah.
But peptide sounds
To
cute.
be fair, you go, yeah, as if we're all the snake venom
I
experts.
know.
But there is such a thing as I'm sure you know, like a snail facial.
Oh, this is what they're selling now.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah,
the snail.
yes.
The snail facial is a lot of glycopeptides and proteins. It's basically like to plump you up,
And
but it's
that's-
all topical.
But that's not an undersea snail. That's like a land snail.
That's not.
Just mucus
it's just
on your
mucus.
face.
It's just
And are there
mucus on
any-
your face. It's not venomous.
Are there any venomous land snails?
No.
Okay.
Oh, good. Thank
And
goodness.
a question that I have is, qu'est-ce que c'est peptide? You said peptide a couple of times, and I'd like to know
Sorry.
what that is.
And you are a
Oh,
chemist.
very good. Yes. So peptides are small versions of proteins, amino acids that are linked together in a
Good.
chain.
A lot of proteins are way too
yeah,
big
yeah.
to me.
The proteins are too big.
Yeah.
So they're amino acids that are linked together in a chain, and they have a function structure. And in the venom is made up of a lot of small molecules, peptides, and proteins. Think of them as like the Big Mac, the Little Mac, and I don't know what the other one is.
A Happy
'cause I
Meal?
don't- A Happy Meal.
A nugget?
A Happy Meal that'll kill you. Yeah.
Like a regular Happy Meal.
Yeah, like
Just works over slower time.
All right, well, let's go to our third medical condition. Michael Cruz Kane, here's what
Okay.
you drew.
So this
Wow.
one is maybe less funny than it should be.
Okay.
But I have long COVID, so that made the COVID long. It's like that, and a little spike protein. It's got a little thing like this. You know, so that's long. See what I did? And then that's me being sad about it all the time. Is this too serious?
No.
But normally I have. I know I seem to you to be like incredibly masculine and vigorous, but I got COVID a year ago, and I'm still like so dang tired all the time.
Oh, wow.
In addition to other things. So actually, please God help me.
Yeah. So actually, COVID is one thing that snake venom can be used for, or they were investigating, because the ACE inhibitor, the spike protein the spike protein binds to the ACE inhibitor, the angiotensin converting enzyme, and so a lot of proteins and peptides in snake venoms also bind to that ACE inhibitor. So captopril inhibits the ACE inhibitor. And so there's a lot of work about using snake venoms early on when COVID started to try to do
I'm going to be
something.
just running through jungles begging snakes to bite me.
Bite me, bite me, bite me.
But you're saying early on, did that not end up panning
I
out?
haven't followed it
Okay.
recently, so I don't know where it's gone, but yes.
But now we've been talking about like venom directly as affecting medical
Mm-hmm.
conditions, but a lot of your work is like identifying a molecule in
Well,
the
when
venom
I'm
that
talking
can
about
then
the
be-
venom, I'm talking about a specific compound or
Mhm.
molecule. Yeah, because if you use the whole venom, that would be fatal. Right?
No, wait. Can I ask?
Mm-hmm.
When we take a venom and we put it in a pill, and then is it now poison?
Oh, great
Very
question.
good question.
I'm just saying, when we put it in
Yeah.
the medicine and then I'm popping it
But
back.
that's why you're alive, right? Because it's not the whole venom. It's just one little peptide that we know how it works, so we can deliver it to you as a therapeutic. now it's a therapy.
Dose makes the poison.
Dose makes the poison.
Interesting.
Now it's a therapy.
So a serious thing about Michael's long COVID question, though, is some of the interesting parts about the medicine coming out of venom research is that it does look at how your immune system responds to things, right? So there is a chance that like long COVID comes from a prolonged response, immune response, and maybe some sort of venom-based therapy could actually be really directly
This is
targeting
a
that.
line of inquiry, but it's not what I do, so I'm not an expert there. But yes, this is something that they're looking at.
I can
and
take this
immune.
one.
Yeah, go ahead, Maeve.
So my sister.
And immune responses are very similar to venom peptides, right? They're both sort of in this arms race. So venom is always competing with the molecular target it's trying to hit. So think of the snake and the mongoose, right? They're always in this war to see who's going to survive. So your immune system works the same way. Immune peptides are very similar in that they're trying to ward off a pathogen. So we actually have a new project in the lab where we're looking at immune-related peptides.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, there's space for another question from the audience if you have it. No pressure. It does not have to be as good as our previous question, which was about microdosing. It can be a question of any kind or thing. If you want, it's fine. If you don't.
Someone's coming.
Someone's coming? No.
Right? Oh, or no?
No, that's Mike. He's helping out.
Oh,
yes.
There's
yeah.
someone over there.
No, this person. I see.
If you come over here
Yeah.
to the microphone, then they'll be able to hear you on the live stream too. Thank you, Sanku. Give them a big round of applause as they walk up.
Not
Thank you so
Mike
much.
a hand.
Yes, to this microphone
You
right
can
there.
walk up here. You're allowed to.
Yes. Great.
Maneuver.
Can you say your name?
My name is Yad.
Hey, Yad.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yad
being here.
with a Y. I have two questions.
Okay, you wrote them down too. Are these yours or you?
One is mine, one is my friend.
Crowdsourcing.
I love it. Delegate for another.
So first, like, how do the venomous snails have sex? If
Okay.
yes,
Ooh.
Is that your question or are you asking for a friend?
say for a friend.
For a
Okay.
friend. For a friend.
How do they
Yes,
have sex?
They have a
Also,
sexual...
like, how do they meet?
Yeah.
It's so
They
hard to meet.
sexually, yeah. They're
No,
male and
No.
females.
She's saying how do they meet. It's so hard to
How
meet
do
a good
they
snail
They
these
meet
days.
on a wave.
Wave.
On a shore wave. Yeah. So
Sure, wave.
no.
Okay.
So yes, they're male and female, and so they have sexual relations like we do.
That is.
Is there hermaphrodite snails?
That's pretty
Not the
heteronormative.
venomous
I'm gonna
ones
be
that we
honest.
work with.
Wait, but I feel like they have sexual relations is a terribly unspecific answer.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know what's going into what.
Yes, exactly.
The parts
Do
are
they
the
take the
same.
shell off, like undress
No,
sexually?
they don't take the shell off.
Okay, so that's
But the
different
penis-
that's different than how I have sex already.
Oh,
Because
Mama, I take my shell off.
I take it off.
Shell off.
I'll tell you what. I don't want to give you too graphic of a mental image, but I'm not wearing all the clothes that I'm wearing right now.
I'm not wearing any of my shells.
It's fully shellless.
You're like, I
Fully
hope
shell
this
off.
long.
Okay, so they have the shell on.
Shell on.
Kinda naughty, okay.
Kind of naughty.
Shell on.
And the
Are they
penis
even
is extremely long.
penis is
Okay,
extremely
now
long.
it's like me.
then it
Now
gets-
it's like what I do.
So yeah,
Okay.
Finally.
so you can get under the shell for the female's
Whoa.
vagina, and then it go ahead and impregnate.
That's where you get the saying "hung like a snail."
Hung like a snail. Hung like a snail.
And every time someone says it to me, I say, that is a compliment. Extremely long and sounds like quite muscular and flexible of a penis
Very
as well.
flexible.
And when
Very
they say, like,
flexible.
she really came out of her shell.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That's such
Oh,
lovely
absolutely.
news.
Applause. Just for a middle picture.
That's
like
pretty.
in
Only I'm
comparison to
prepared
their
for these
body, how
questions,
long
by
is
the
the
way.
penis?
Yeah.
In comparison to the body, how long is
The
the
whole
penis?
show is going to be this.
I know,
now.
Yes,
I
yes,
know, I know. I was like, we have gone down a path. So, compared to the show, it can be, longer.
I mean, I just want to
Longer
show,
than?
with your hands, you are going like this.
I know.
And
When we asked how long is the snail, she went like this.
Like this.
And with the penis, she's going like
It
this.
is.
That's
It can be
huge.
So
longer.
just from your hands, I'm thinking twice as long as
Yes,
the whole
it can
body.
be.
Twice.
Oh my
That's
God.
right.
It varies. Yes, it can be.
Imagine
like
that.
The tongue, too. The tongue as
The
well.
tongue and the penis are
The
that
tongue
long.
and the penis.
My God, these
Whoa.
things are sex machines.
Damn.
Sex machines.
Wait, is that
She's
what
a happy
rolled
snail.
up? She is a
tell you that
happy snail.
Oh my!
Little
You
bit
meet on a wave and you luck
She's a
out.
happy snail.
Oh my
No, but
God!
it
This
makes
thing
me
is a
think,
killer.
Like, that's what's in the shell. Like that's why there's like it's like
It's
a
all wound
I'm like a
up.
hose pipe. Like
Oh
around-
yes. Yeah.
Also-
Oh yeah! Don't go anywhere. We're coming back to you. No, we're coming back to you. Don't worry.
We're getting dirtier. This
Yes,
snail
yes,
can absolutely go to town on themselves.
Oh yes.
With a tongue and a dick that are
How
both twice
lovely.
as long as their
And
body.
just
Incredible.
meet in the middle. Ding, ding, ding. It's
Now-
so lovely.
Just thinking about again, I think there's some very problematic gendered expectations of what you might want in a lover, but something that can kill your enemies in the time it takes them to smoke a cigarette. It has a penis twice the length of its body and a tongue that long too. That seems to me like, I mean,
Yeah.
that is
And such a pretty shell.
Killer snail.
that is a killer snail
That
right
is.
there.
And don't forget skinny.
And
So
skinny.
And skinny. And you said so beautiful that it can't even be
Beautiful.
touched. I mean,
beautiful.
what more can you want? Okay, what's the other question that you had? Imagine if his other question was,
It's
is
too-
the snail's penis twice as long as his body?
It's like
Yeah.
about peptides now.
No peptides.
It's not going to compete with the first one.
That's fine.
Okay.
We'll be the
Alright.
judge of that.
I'm sad. Which one is this? Which snail is the sexiest?
That's good. That's pretty. That's a follow-up. That's a good follow-up. Which snail is the sexiest?
I think that's relative, right? It's whatever you like.
Okay. So let's put it back to you, Yad. Yad, which snail is the sexiest?
The one with twice the dick as the body. That one.
Okay.
So all of them, all of them.
All of them.
All of them. All the males.
Just if we were forced, gun to your head, poisonous snail to your neck, which one would you just say? Just name the sexiest snail.
Well, I like Conus bullatus because that's the one I was first working on.
Conus bullatus is a sexy name too.
Yeah.
What does bullatus mean? Bullatus sounds like
a
what I would
bubble
call
cone.
the act
It's
when
the
the snail
bubble
is using its
cone.
tongue
I
on
know.
itself.
Yeah.
It's a bubble cone.
It's a bubble cone.
It's called the bubble cone.
Okay, that is
So
definitely the
very
sexiest
ovate.
snail.
Horny snail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
very
wow.
cute.
There's that bubble cone. Okay.
It would be funny if they're like, who's the sexiest snail? And you were like, Kevin. I miss him.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You've given us a real gift.
Thank you, Yad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so our next and final game is called Fishing for Compliments. So here's how fishing for compliments works. The snails and other creatures that Mandë studies are experts at getting the food they need to survive. They are harpoon fisher people, and they're good at what they do. But we want to leave you panelists empowered to catch your own food when you leave here. Because as they say, if you give a panelist a fish, they'll eat for a day. But if you teach a panelist how to fish, you will humiliate them publicly. So we have got this child's fishing game. This is a game that is designed for toddlers. And we are going to have you each try to catch the most fish that you can in 90 seconds.
90 seconds.
And Mandë, I would love to have you afterwards tell them
Wow.
how they could have improved their fishing technique. So each of these fishing poles, there's 3 of them, they have a magnetic end. If you get your magnetic end onto the tip of each of those fish, then it will attach. You can take it out and throw it on the ground, and
You're
we'll see
fishing.
who has the most fish at the end of 90 seconds.
Are we going to do it simultaneously?
Absolutely simultaneously. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about how you use it? Basically, those rods, if you spin it one way, it goes down. Spin it the other way, it goes back. And you can, I would extend the
Maeve's
tip.
already winning.
I got one.
Yes,
Maeve's
Maeve.
winning.
We're gonna- so
Wait.
extend the first take that and extend the rod at the end.
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
fishing.
pull
Extend
that
the rod
yellow
at the
thing
end.
out. Yeah. Okay, Maeve.
Oh, there's
Okay.
so
Oh.
many
And-
extensions.
Hold
This is
on.
like a real snail dick.
All right. All right, we're gonna get started.
Or
in,
the tongue, right?
So, Maeve, you put that back,
Okay.
and we're gonna get started in.
Maeve's
Maeve,
cheating.
you don't want yours
Maeve's
long like
cheating.
ours?
Wait, how did you do that?
You gotta pull this part out
Okay.
and keep going.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Your time is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, I didn't-
Okay.
Wait, Josh, are you actually a fisher?
Yeah, I did grow up in the South, and this is how we did it, with magnets.
Oh, she touched it.
Throw that on the ground. Count it as one of yours. Keep going. Let's see who can get the most. That's 1. We've got 1 caught. That's 2.
I think Maeve.
I've got 3, you
Maeve's
son
got
of a
a
gun.
unique
Oh my
technique.
gosh. It's actually not as hard as it looks.
Yeah.
Just picking them up.
It's about sometimes in Ireland we tickle.
Oh,
And
that's
it
an
actually
Ireland
makes it
thing.
so
30 seconds on the clock.
very. Oh, are you tired with your long COVID?
No, this is great.
10,
9,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Thank you. Good job. All right.
Thanks, Chris.
I caught Maeve.
Cute.
Okay, so let's
Best line
tally
ever.
them up.
I
How
think
many?
Maeve won.
Maeve? How many did you collect with your
4
totally
in
not
my
cheating?
hand.
Many.
And 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, I think.
Okay, and Michael, how many did you get?
I got 1, 2, 3,
Whoa.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Oh.
9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay, wow. And Josh, how many did you get?
I went for 3, but I went quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
And these girls look fun.
Okay, fantastic. So
But should we like put them back?
sure, yeah.
in?
Let's
Catch and
and
release.
Catch and release.
Oh.
And also, can I say this is very sad. Do you see?
Seahorse.
A
Yes,
seahorse.
there was a seahorse. If you caught the seahorse, you're now in violation of the Protected Species Act.
And inedible, right?
That is another problem with catching the seahorse. Yes.
And worst of all,
Worst one, you can't even eat it. And the dolphin meat tastes bad. Okay, so Mandy, based on your knowledge of snails, your knowledge of other animals that fish
Right.
and hunt for food, what tips would you give our fisher people here?
I would say that Maeve was behaving like a fish hunter.
Thank
These are the
you.
snails that open their mouths really wide and they can swallow a school of fish all
Wow.
together. So you were using
Yeah.
your hands like that to collect all at once, and then they envenomate them individually once they have them in their mouth. So you're a fish hunter.
Great.
I would say
Really
that
happy.
you were using our harpoon strategy, where you're using your proboscis, the fake.
This is
fake
exactly what I
tongue.
was thinking. We're so aligned.
And so you were individually harpooning each one and then swallowing it whole.
and what about me,
Your
the one
friend.
who lost by far?
Yes, exactly. You're not as successful at this strategy.
Absolutely, I agree.
But you're attempting to do the hook line strategy of, individually harpooning and hook lining each
Anorexic
one
snail.
of them.
You know,
Yeah.
I want to say I'm astonished, and I've been astonished throughout this whole hour that we've spent together at how much you are able to pull actual science out of the nonsense that we've done on stage.
Truly.
That is an impressive skill. Certainly a real impressive skill. Now, thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
literally.
Thank you.
I have to believe that someone in this room is a passionate fisher person, or maybe even an established professional fisher person. Does anyone have some sort of knowledge of fishing that they would like to bring to the table and give a critique as well, not from a non-scientific critique? It's fine if not. Okay. Online, many people are saying, yes, I have a critique. They're cheating. I don't like it. They're cheating.
It's called being a hunter.
It's
That's
a
right.
Fish
Hunter
hunt.
fish.
There you go, fishnet hunter.
Fantastic. Well, you know what? In that case, then, comedians, do you have any final questions for Mandy before we wrap up here?
I suppose, did you ever feel, because like you're obviously so fascinated with, and like, did you ever feel like you had a pet snail, or like you loved a snail, or like you were like, I wish I was a snail? Like, do you ever like feel close to the subjects you're studying?
Not that close, because we sacrifice them, and so,
That's how you put it?
yes.
You're like into the lab to sacrifice some
Sacrifice
snail. You're a witch.
I'm a witch. A science witch.
A science
A
witch.
science
You're like,
witch.
yeah, a science.
I think witches do think they're science witches.
Yes, there you go.
That's very, very true. Yes.
I have a question, and I'm forgetting if I already asked this, but here's what it is. Is there a snail or a snake or some creature that has been the most useful in your research? Is there one that you're like, ooh, this one we really got it from this guy?
Well, right now, the Conus leopardus snail, the leopard cone, is the one that's most useful because it's very big, and we're using its venom glands to try to make organoids, which are a 3D representation of the venom glands, so we don't have to sacrifice them so much anymore. So if we're able to make like a petri dish full of the venom gland, then we can manipulate the venom gland to learn a lot about the toxins without having to use the snails themselves.
It's venomous, but very big. And we
It's
were
big.
earlier learning a lot of them are small. So is this sort of rare to be that big and venomous?
No.
Oh, okay.
They come in shapes and sizes,
What
big
I
max.
think is interesting about that is that Michael's question was incredible, and Josh's question was dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mandy, we're coming to the end of the show, so I'm going to check in on the points, and it looks like looks like Maeve Higgins has the most points, and Josh Sharp has the least points. So the show is called Wrong Answers Only. That means that Josh has won.
Yay!
Josh has won. Thank
What a turnaround.
you. And
Everybody wins.
Maeve, you were too good, and that means you lost. And I think or you won, the only person who definitively has lost is Michael. Thank you, Michael. You were in the middle.
The middle ground.
Mandy, before we wrap up, why should people care about this? What do you want everyone who is here and watching the live stream to take away?
I think what's important to take away is that biodiversity is important, and you never know where the next scientific innovation might come from a snail that eats a fish. It could save your life, and so please protect our planet and the oceans and support scientists.
Okay, so panelists, that is what Mandy wants you to take away from today's show. What will you actually be taking away from today's show? Maeve Higgins, what are you going to take away from today's show?
I'm just still so intrigued by like that seagull eating the fish.
So nothing we talked about.
Maeve is going to take away something that her sister said to her before she even arrived.
Exactly.
And Michael Cruz-Kane, what are you going to take away from tonight's show?
I would like to say something more highbrow than this, but for sure, it's long dicks, long tongues.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think we will. None of us in this room will ever look at a snail the same way.
No.
And Josh Sharp, what will you be
No,
taking away?
I'll wax a little more poetic. It's like nice to think. It's cool to learn that something that you would think would be dangerous and kill you could actually really help you.
Exactly.
And I'm not talking about venom. I'm talking about the long dick.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, all three of you, for playing. Thank you so much, Mandy, for
Thank
being
you,
our
guys.
guest. That is it for tonight. You can sign up for free tickets for future live tapings, and you can access videos of every previous episode online at labx.org/WAO. In the meantime, thank you once again to our panelists, Maeve Higgins, Josh Sharp, and Michael Cruz-Kane. Thank you to tonight's expert, Mandë Holford. Thank you to everyone at the National Academy of Sciences and LabX and the entire team here at Caveat, Kurt, Kaylee, Paige, John, Jorge on live stream, Andrew and Lauren on the bar. I am your host, Chris Duffy, and this has been Wrong Answers Only. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone.
What are you gonna do?
That was cool.
It does suck. Yeah.
Thank
Nor
you.
do any doctors.